The history of the Church of Santa Maria degli Angeli, Saint Mary of the Angels, is linked to that of the confraternity of Santa Maria delle Laudi, which is the first confraternity established in Civitella and one of the first in the entire province of Teramo. In fact, it was founded at the same time as the church in 1330, and directly dependent on the chapter of St. Peter in Rome. Even in the oldest documents, it is mentioned with the name of Santa Maria delle Laudi, or della Scopa, which means broom in Italian, probably in reference to the instrument that the confreres used for scourging themselves, when, on the occasion of the celebrations of Holy Week, they publicly submitted to this penitential act. The study of the walls, the double axis on which the structure was built, indicate that it was constructed from a pre-existing edifice that had probably already been used as a small oratory or chapel. From the documents that remain of the pastoral visits of the bishops of Teramo, it is also clear that the confraternity of Santa Maria degli Angeli was particularly active in the period from the end of the 17th century to the early 19th century. With the Napoleonic period, in fact, even this institution lost all its properties, confiscated by the government, but soon managed to reconstitute itself and take on numerous projects, albeit carried out over a long period of time and with considerable effort. This suggests that the confraternity still had a considerable following among the population, the same following that it must have had even in the first decades of the 20th century, when the prior was the carpenter Amos Zunica, a man with a strong personality who worked hard for the construction of the church, often taking the labor and debt upon himself. Inside, the church has a pictorial design that unfortunately has not been possible to date with certainty, but the style and technique suggests that it was realized around the early 19th century, between 1815 and 1860. In some places, you can still see remains of the previous Renaissance polychrome decoration. The current pictorial design was made of dark pink lime with hazel pilasters, and frames and capitals in faux white marble. On the vaults, swirls with acanthus leaves stand out, decorations and angels in various shades of gray on a white background and pink frames. On the vault, 4 panels. The Sacred Heart with 2 angels, Saint Emidio baptizing Polesia, the Blessed Virgin seated on a cloud, and Jesus with Saint Peter. The main altar is in masonry, and in a space beneath, painted with multicolored geometric motifs, a statue of the deposed Christ has been placed, which is still carried in procession as part of the celebrations of Good Friday. Behind the main altar, the statue of Our Lady of the Angels dominates, preserved inside a large cove with 2 doors in painted wood. On the right, the beautiful altar of Our Lady of Sorrows, made entirely of masonry, except for the central niche, with the statue of Our Lady, which is in decorated wood. On the opposite side is the altar of St. Anthony, made entirely of wood, except for the masonry base. The organ is placed above a wooden tribune overlooking the main entrance, and is supported by 2 wooden pillars, with base and capital that come from the theater of Civitella, dismantled at the beginning of the 19th century. Some studies attribute it to Vincenzo Pacci, organ builder of Ascoli Piceno, who together with his sons Enrico and Giovanni was active since the 1930s in the regions of Marche and Abruzzo. The attribution is also supported by the fact that Pacci himself also built the main organ of the Church of St. Lawrence in Civitella, as shown by the superintendents.